Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. This is Danielle Perrone, Marketing Director here at MAXLITE. I'd like to introduce Shanali Parikh, who will be speaking to you guys today all about hazardous locations and the fixtures that go along with it.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on this webinar about LED lighting options for hazardous locations. My name is Shanali Parikh. I'm one of the product managers based out of our New Jersey office, and I'll be talking to you for the next couple of minutes. So if some of you are our reps on the line here, you'll recall that we did a webinar akin to this a few months ago, but we did a little bit of an update on the background information, and I'll be going into a little bit more detail about now our 3 hazardous location products that we now offer, along with a little bit of a preview of what our plan is as we move forward. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with hazardous location lighting, a hazardous location essentially is a facility or an area that needs to have lighting fixtures that adhere to NEC standards. These lighting fixtures and the standards cannot be determined by a MAXLITE representative or the customer, but they're usually determined by the manager of the facility. In terms of how hazardous locations are classified, like I said, the NEC, which is the National Electrical Code, will determine what class, division, and group rating fixtures need to have in order to be installed in a specific area. Certain facilities may have a combination of class, division, and group fixtures, or they might be standardized to one rating. And keep in mind that hazardous location luminaires are integrally different and also different in terms of the certifications that they need in order to be classified for such a use. Most of us are familiar with UL 1598, which is essentially the UL rating for all LED luminaires. However, for a LED luminaire to be used in a hazardous location rating, it must adhere to standard UL 844. This is actually a pretty difficult standard to achieve. There's only one UL lab in America that actually tests to this standard, and therefore this is not a very common portfolio for most standardized LED manufacturers to have unless they're one of the larger Big Four. I'm sure most of you who may have worked in the hazardous location industry for HID would be familiar with Kraus-Heinz and Appleton and Killark, and of course more LED options by the same companies and also from Dialite and a few others. So to begin with, I'll go briefly over what the UL listings that you may come across in a hazardous location area. For listings for use in hazardous locations, there's a couple to keep in mind. UL 844, like I had said before, is a standard for luminaires for use in hazardous or classified locations. UL 50E is essentially enclosures for electrical equipment, which is like a Type 4X rating. You'll see that a lot of hazardous location luminaires adhere to NEMA 4X and Type 4X ratings, and that's essentially not the same as, but similar to almost an IP rating, which rates the effectiveness of the enclosures that are used in your LED luminaire. And UL 1598A, which is essentially an upgrade to the standard UL 1598, which is what's used for luminaires for installation on marine vessels, so essentially a marine grade rating. 1598 and 1598A can also be used for non-hazardous location luminaires, but again, it's the UL 844 that you have to really look out for use in classified locations. Hazardous location ratings in the North Americas are basically broken up into classes, divisions, and groups. Class 1 deals exclusively with explosive gas atmospheres. It's further subdivided into Division 1, which is ignitable conditions exist all or some of the time, and Division 2, which is ignitable conditions are not likely to exist. Then each division is further broken down into groups A, B, C, and D. And each group is basically associated with one type of volatile gas. Essentially, the whole point of hazardous location lighting is that even when you have volatile gases such as these present, your luminaire has to have some type of rating to ensure that depending on the levels of the gas and also the volatility and the vapor pressure of the gas present, that your luminaire can be used in that location and gas won't enter and therefore spontaneously combust. Explosive gas atmospheres are not the only concern in a hazardous location facility. Oftentimes, explosive dust atmospheres are also a concern. This would fall under the Class 2 rating, which again is still broken up into Division 1, which is ignitable conditions exist all or some of the time, and Division 2, which is ignitable conditions are not likely to exist. These are actually broken up into groups E, F, and G. And this is more something akin to your grain mills where you might have a lot of metal dust in the area. And most of the fixtures that you see out there will most likely be rated for groups F and G, but group E is also common for those with very intensive hazardous location portfolios. The key thing to remember when you're selling or pitching hazardous location fixture is that while most luminaires, when we pitch the conversion to LED, we talk about the energy savings and the cost savings of switching to LED. This is a much different industry than that. Most facility managers aren't necessarily concerned with their energy savings or the savings from electricity costs, because keep in mind, these people are used to replacing their HID bulbs every few years, and they're also used to paying quite a lot for their fixtures because they want to be able to ensure that the fixture has integrity and can hold up in harsh environments. The biggest thing that every facility manager will worry about is safety, first and foremost. With high-pressure sodium and metal halide that you frequently see out in the field, that we're trying to replace, it causes poor lighting conditions, not only due to lumen depreciation, but also due to a low CRI of HPS, which makes it difficult to read labels or discern key details, which is integral in a lot of these manufacturing and facility locations. Working in poor lighting conditions can also be an OSHA violation, which is why a lot of facilities will have someone dedicated to switching out and relamping on a semi-daily basis to make sure that their products are staying up to code. Maintenance is also a big deal. This isn't the same relamping process that you would see in any other manufacturing location. It's not as easy for them to get onto a ladder and simply change a bulb. It's time-consuming and costly to go through this process, and facility managers are honestly tired of it. More importantly, sometimes the relamping will also require shutting down a line or a machine to replace a luminaire, which is not only incredibly expensive in terms of your labor costs, but also in terms of the lost opportunity and revenue from closing down part of that facility. And finally, existing luminaires are either mounted in extremely high locations or in hard-to-reach areas, which makes it also very difficult to maintain them. Safety and maintenance are going to be a huge part of why a facility might consider changing to LED, along with the energy savings. Another differentiator or key thing to take a look at when looking at hazardous location lighting is we're all very used to using ambient operating temperature, especially for outdoor LED products. For hazardous location, ambient operating temperature is very important, as are temperature ratings, which are slightly different. A luminaire's operating temperature ratings refer to the temperature conditions where a luminaire can be used, and they're essentially a measurement of the surface temperature of the luminaire, basically how hot or cool a luminaire operates. T ratings are a little counterintuitive because the higher the T rating means that the luminaire actually operates cooler. So essentially, a higher T rating makes a luminaire much more likely to be used in a lot more locations, and it also means it operates cooler, meaning if you're looking for a spec-to-spec comparison, you're usually looking for a higher T rating. Again, all of this would be determined by a facility manager. Gases in Class 1 generally have a lower ignition temperature than combustible dust, which are Class 2. So in Class 1 applications, you generally require a higher T rating, meaning your luminaire operates cooler. I'll go into more details about the T ratings that MAXLITE will offer and how our three product lines compare to the common operating temperature ranges and T ratings out there. Now that I've kind of gone over a little bit of a brief overview of hazardous location, and keep in mind this again is very brief, there's a lot more specifics and details that one can go into, I wanted to take some time to talk about our three hazardous location products and how they fit into our portfolio. So MAXLITE does offer a range of rugged and versatile solutions ranging from area, flood, and high bay lighting applications. And they're ideal for retrofit or new fixture solutions, and they're designed to easily replace existing HID fixtures. They're also available in low and high wattage ranges, ranging from 175 watt metal halide equivalent all the way up to 1,000 watt metal halide equivalent. The first up is actually our STAXMAX HL series. Hopefully a lot of you are familiar with our standard STAXMAX LED flood and high bay lighting solution. We also have a hazardous location version of this series. It's very similar in terms of look and performance to what we have in our regular STAXMAX line, but remember when I talked about UL50E? Remember when I talked about how there's differences in terms of the gasketing and the ratings required for hazardous location? Well, the difference between our regular STAXMAX series and this is that it is more rugged. The gasketry and wire work is designed to be more durable and explosion-proof, and there's also isolated junction boxes for each module so that all wiring is kept away from an explosive environment. The STAXMAX HL series is rated for Class 1 Division 2, which means explosive gas atmospheres, for groups A, B, C, and D. And its T rating is T4 rated. Keep in mind that T ratings range from T1 to T6, so T4 rating is actually pretty high, and it also comes in up to a 1,000 watt metal halide solution. So currently we sell the 135, the 270, and a 405 watt modules, where each module is 135, and the product can be specified in 1, 2, and 3 headed modules. And these come in a standard 120, 277 volts operating voltage, along with a custom narrow, medium, and wide distributions. They also come with high bay and arc yoke configuration if needed. We also offer the 180 watt, the 360 watt, and the 540 watt solutions in high voltage and 347 to 480 volt operation. And again, with similar lumen packages ranging up to 1,000 watt metal halide equivalency. Like I said before, the STAXMAX HL series, if you take a look here, is rated for Class 1 Division 2, groups A, B, C, and D. The STAXMAX HL series comes available with a 5-year warranty. It's available with 120 to 277 volts. High voltage 347 to 480 volts is also available in the 180 watt modules. It comes standard with 4 kilovolt surge suppression. You can take a look at more details. It does go up to over 56,000 lumens with up to 105 lumens per watt, and it's a modular design for 1, 2, or 3 headed modules depending on your location. It has a high operating temperature range, 131 degrees Fahrenheit, and the heaviest configuration conforms to the ANSI C136.31 3G vibration rating. And it's also suitable for a natatorium environment as well. This is actually true of our Hazlock series and also the standard STAXMAX. Next up is our Hazardous Location Round series. This series is actually one of our most versatile options, coming with 4 modules and 8 different mounting hats. It's rated for Class 1 Division 2 and Class 2 Division 2, and its T rating ranges from T5 to T3C depending on the ambient operating temperature. It's designed to replace between a 175 watt metal halide all the way up to a 400 watt pulse start metal halide. And the fact that it has 8 different mounting options means that it's a great application for area, flood, and high bay. Like I said, the HLR series is rated for Class 1 Division 2 for all 4 groups, groups A, B, C, and D, and also Class 2 Division 2 for groups F and G. The HLR series is one of our only 2 marine-grade fixtures, so it's UL 1598A. It comes standard with our 10-year warranty. It is DLC Premium listed, all modules except for the HLR 170, and it has an IP66 rating. 15 kilovolt surge suppression comes standard, and it's available in universal voltage, 120 to 277, and high voltage, 347 to 480. With a lumen package reaching up to almost 18,000 lumens and efficacies ranging to 111 lumens per watt, this is one of our most efficacious and versatile fixtures. It has a copper-free aluminum construction, which is why it can qualify for a UL 1598A, and it has a high operating temperature range. The 80 and the 110 models can go all the way up to 122 Fahrenheit, and the 140 and 170 watt models can go all the way down to -40. In terms of how the HLR series stacks up compared to some of the LED equivalents out there in the market, we do have a very competitive 10-year warranty, including labor for this fixture. And in terms of slim profile and weight, it's very easy to install, and its competitive L70 of more than 150,000 hours, along with the 10-year warranty on the 2 highest wattages, means that you basically are looking at a maintenance-free fixture. It also has very competitive and comparable lumen packages to other solutions. Our newest product is actually our area light, which comes in 2 different wattage options, ranging from a 175 watt metal halide solution to a 400 watt pulse start metal halide solution. The product is rated for Class 1 Division 2 and Class 2 Division 2, and it has a T4A rating. This area light covers Class 1 Division 2 explosive gas atmospheres for all 4 groups, and also Class 2 Division 2 dust atmospheres for groups F and G. One of the many interesting things and competitive things about this product is that it also comes with a 10-year warranty for all wattages, along with 120 to 277 and 347 to 480 volt operation. It's DLC Premium qualified for all wattages, It's IT66, and it's our second marine grade rated fixture as well. With lumen maintenance of more than 100,000 hours and a worry-free 10-year warranty, this fixture is a perfect replacement for the most common HID wattages seen out there. It comes standard with a trunnion mount, which is completely adjustable, so you could mount it as an area or a floodlight, depending on the application. It has copper-free aluminum housing along with stainless steel hardware. And most importantly, this product is one of the ones designed to operate in one of the highest temperature ranges, which is going all the way up to 60 C, which is 140 degrees Fahrenheit ambient operating temperature, while maintaining its T4A rating. Taking a look at just the 175-watt metal halide equivalency, this product leads in terms of the lumen package and the efficacies that it provides. It also is very lightweight compared to the competition at only 15 pounds, including the weight of the trunnion mounting bracket. And it operates at 60 C ambient as maximum temperature rating, and it comes with our 10-year warranty. We do have a lot of marketing materials devoted to our hazardous location lineup. A great leave behind is actually our hazardous location brochure, which is linked here, which essentially gives not only a brief breakdown of the key qualities and specifications of our three products, but also an overview of our competitor comparison. We took a look at not only the LED comparison that you see out in the market that I just went over, but also the HID equivalent comparison for those of you who are trying to convince customers that currently have HID incumbents at their facilities. I will end the webinar with a quick breakdown of the hazardous location market. So those who are a little bit unfamiliar may consider hazardous location as predominantly oil and gas, but there's actually 80% of the industry which focuses on the industrial, manufacturing, and chemical facilities. A lot of the feedback that I've gotten is that a lot of people forget that sewage and wastewater treatment plants require C1D2 fixtures, as do grain refineries, our pharmaceutical areas, power plants, pulp and paper plants, and also anyone requiring even a marine grade application, since our two HazLock products are also marine grade. A lot of key applications will come from the chemical industry, which is sewage and wastewater treatment, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, and volatile gas processing facilities. The modularity in our wattages and our mounting options allow you to use essentially our HLR series, our area light, or even our STAXMAX series to replace the 175-watt to 1,000-watt incumbents that you see out there. Oftentimes, you can reduce our fixture counts to match existing HID layouts. One of the things that MAXLITE offers is a photometric team and an applications layout team, which will be more than happy to take a look at the facility plans that you have and recommend the appropriate hazardous location products. One of the benefits of changing out to LED, which has a higher CRI and much higher lumen package in comparison to existing HID bulbs, is that you not only will have greater visibility under crisper light, but you can also reduce the amount of fixtures that you have to now install and then subsequently maintain. And along with a slim profile and lightweight products, these will be easy enough to install, and we pride ourselves in being able to offer you products that not only will last 10 years, but will also be maintenance-free during that time and be easy to install. So our goal is to make sure that you can install your product quickly and then not think about it for the next 10 years. Another key application is a manufacturing facility, such as hazardous manufacturing plants, automotive, paint factories, tanneries, and food processing facilities. A lot of grain refineries and food processing facilities will also be taking a look at, will be applicable to the Class 2, which is a dust environment fixture. Like we said, our 10-year warranty and also our competitive T ratings and high operating temperatures make the HLR and the STAXMAX and the area light a good solution in this location. And in general, modularity in voltage and wattage and mounting options will allow you to be able to find something that will fit your solutions. Another key application will be industrial applications such as pulp and paper mills, construction facilities, and cold storage is actually a big one as well. So keep in mind you're essentially looking at something that's built to last in harsh environments. This industry will often start looking a little bit more energy and cost savings from conversion, but when you start taking a look at using hazardous location LED fixtures rather than traditional incumbent options, remember that there's no warm-up time required, which eliminates the need to operate them for 24 hours a day in non-key areas, which is often the case for facilities that are not completely Class 1 and division rated. A lot of areas, such as cold storage, might only need Class and division rated fixtures in certain areas of their facility. So thank you so much for joining us and for taking time out of your day to learn a little bit more about MAXLITE'S LED hazardous location offerings. As we move forward, MAXLITE'S dedicated to making sure not only that we are committed to stocking and supporting this product line, but also expanding upon it so that we have a complete solution. So we hope that you'll check us out. I know that L5 seems months away from now, but I hope that you'll stop by our booth and you'll be pleasantly surprised with what you see in our hazardous location section. And hopefully there'll be a few surprises for you guys when you come by. So thanks again for joining us, and I will leave it to Danielle to wrap things up.
Thank you, Shonali. Before we wrap up, just a few quick reminders for you guys. Please be aware that MAXLITE University is always available to you and anyone else on your staff. The course offers CEUs. It covers a variety of different lighting fundamentals. You are all eligible to participate for free as a customer or rep of MAXLITE. So again, just a reminder that MAXLITE University is available to you on our website. And lastly, before we open up the floor to any questions, we have launched an enhanced online utility rebate platform that is now live on our website. The utility rebate information could be accessed on the individual product page as well as on the rebate finder tab itself. It's very comprehensive. We've just completed phase 1, we call Rebate Bus, and phase 2, it's on its way. So stay tuned for more details on that. But please use the rebate finder. It is really robust and comprehensive, and I think you guys will really like it. And that's all we've got for you today. Thank you so much for attending, and we will stay on the line for any questions or comments that you may have. Have a great day.